familiar with the term survival bias? According to Wikipedia, survival bias or survivalship bias is the logical error of concentrating on entities that passed the selection process while overlooking those who didn't. And this can lead to incorrect conclusions because of incomplete data. And oh god, how does this apply to trading? On Instagram and on YouTube, we only see the stories of bloggers who were able to succeed, but the stories of ordinary people are often much more interesting and useful. In the year and a half of my Traders Academy existence, I have learned thousands of interesting stories from my students who are obviously ordinary people and real traders. And in this new series of videos, I want to share them with you. And today we will find out how to earn $25,000 from scratch in 3 days, how to lose $56,000 in just one night, how did trading help a person to overcome their alcohol addiction, and last but not least, how to double your deposit in 1 minute thanks to a bug on the platform. So sit down, relax, grab your popcorn, and let's get started. The story of Al55 begins like most people's. He learned about binary options from YouTube and of course went through a full cycle from complete admiration to a deep disappointment in fake gurus. Having lost a significant amount of signals, he realized that in order to earn something, he still has to study. And you know, I say that all the time, but anyways, after some time, he found our academy and became a student. And at the start, everything was as usual, training, a lot of questions for me and supervisors, and as a result, he reached like more or less stable win rate, like 55-60%. At that time, his balance was about $50, and each trade was open for $1 to $2. So a month went by, and then Al55 realized that analysis, systematic growth, and return on investment in trading are not the main thing, not important. And the main thing for him in trading is having fun. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, he sent me this beautiful message. Basically, he got a $1,000 loan and decided to make YOLO. You know, you only live once situation, right? He was going to pull off a ladder where each subsequent transaction would be equal to amount of winnings from the previous one, with the goal of reaching $20,000. Thus, in order to reach the required amount, he needed to open 5 deals. It's quite simple to calculate the probability of its success. So with the win rate of 55%, the probability of opening 5 deals in a row is 5.03%. And while I was texting this to him, to stop him from being stupid, he sends me a screenshot with the first deal closed in black, which basically means he got the money. And I'm really happy for him. And while he read my message, imagine, he realized that the probability of losing all the money was 95%. He withdrew $1,800 and returned his loan. Psych! Of course he didn't do that. No. There was no stopping him, and he was feeling like Warren Buffett. He said that he understands the risk and goes for it consciously. Either he loses and he's left with nothing, or he succeeds and he buys his dream car. At the end of the day, he sent me this screenshot. So by some incredible miracle, he closed the next 3 deals in a plus, and there was already about $11,700 on his balance, and in 2 days he increased his deposit more than 10 times. Imagine that, that's so amazing. So at this point, I just tried to remind him of the golden rule. If it's good enough to take a screenshot, it's good enough to withdraw the money. And he said he understands it and he will do it eventually. But guess what? Of course, the next morning he sent me this. He still opened the 5th deal and he was able to get into very 5 lucky percent. And he turned out to be sane enough not to continue this madness, and he withdrew the money finally. Later he said that he realized how lucky he was, that he definitely needed a break after that. So now a month passed since that moment. Of course, he got his dream car, which I'm really happy about, and he decided to leave trading as a legend, at least for a while. Will he try to do it again in the future and eventually lose all the money? money? Maybe, I don't know. And unfortunately, I think that will be so. But until this happens, I am obviously really happy for him. But unfortunately, I cannot say the same words about our next story. But before we get into it, I want to remind you that if you also want to join my academy, get an exclusive trading course and support from me and the supervisor, there is always a link to my Telegram account in the description box down below. Just text me there and join Academy for free. The story of El Toro AMD began long before our academy. Before he started losing money on binary options, he managed to lose money on stock markets, cryptocurrency, and classic options. And in general, it could be said that trading is definitely not for him, right? But despite a long series of failures, when he came to us, I was really surprised how involved he was in everything. This is probably one of my longest correspondence with a student. He asked hundreds and thousands of questions on each topic, actively studied absolutely all the aspects, and it was generally an exemplary student. But despite his efforts and fairly extensive amount of knowledge, he was still often unlucky, and because of martingale, he often lost significant amounts of money. In fact, he received his first plus month only after like 6 months of studying at the academy. But of course, that's good because he was immediately followed by the second and the third, which makes me really happy because he finally built up his trading and risk management strategy and began to reap the benefits of his own work. To say that I'm happy is to say nothing, because his work, hard work, is finally paying off, right? And at that time, his balance was around $5,000, and he managed to withdraw around like $300 up to $500 in profit per week, which is generally not bad, right? But of course, like most traders who have only recently became profitable, he began to kind of lose his mind. And it was not enough for him, and he began to increase the amount of transactions. If earlier he used 1% of balance for each transaction, now he has already started using 5% and accompanied it with the martingale. He was lucky for a while, of course, that's good. And in a couple of days, he increased his balance by 50%, which means $7,500. But as it often is the case, a series of luck can be followed by a series of failures. With conservative risk management, we can survive it, we can pull through it, it's not a big deal. But with aggressive strategy like his, it's almost impossible to do that. And in 5 unsuccessful trades, he lost his entire balance, just gone. But geez Louise, unwilling to put up with this, he made a new deposit of $5,000 and lost it. Do you want to guess in how many transactions? Do you want to guess? One, just one. Imagine $10,000 just gone. Third deposit was $20,000 and it was lost in 2 transactions. Two of them. It just kills me inside. So he said he no longer analyzed the chart. He was amused by the fact that whenever he opened the deal, the market always goes against him. To believe that. So he deposited the last $16,000 that he had left in the bank, and after trading for a while, he of course lost everything. And he was only saved by the other bank where he also had some money left. The transaction was not made official and he could make another deposit. In total, $56,000. Imagine that. And all the months of work, all the effort, they were lost in less than 1 day. So no matter how you look at it, greed in trading leads to situations like that. Fortunately, El Toro AMD traded with his own money, not borrowed money. He didn't get a loan or anything like that. And he basically said that it still hit him pretty hard. But according to him, he will recover and never make such a mistake again. And I hope he will never do that, because why would you do that? Oh my God, just think about it. How much money? Oh my God. The next story is going to be anonymous, but for convenience we're going to call this person Jack. So Jack is originally from Rio de Janeiro, and for a long time he unfortunately suffered from severe alcohol addiction with all the ensuing consequences. And one day I received a message from him that looked kind of like this. Hello Alice, my name is Jack and I would like to thank you for your videos. They gave me hope at the time when I thought everything was lost. So of course I was interested, and I kindly asked him to tell me his story. As it turned out, people with addiction often need some kind of activity that can completely captivate them. So he tried to draw, he tried some other creative activities, but it didn't work for him. And at some point he accidentally stumbled upon my channel and he was fascinated by it. So in a couple of weeks he watched all of my videos and decided to join the academy. It has now been more than 3 months since he joined, and he even got his first results. October was his first profitable month, and at the moment he is in the black for November, which just makes me so happy and emotional. I will compose myself. The main thing is that he lost any cravings for alcohol or any other type of self-harm activity. To be completely honest, I used to underestimate the impact of trading on real life, because in fact traders should always be in focus, be able to quickly and soberly assess the situation, and of course be extremely disciplined in following your own rules. And as we develop these trading skills, we ourselves change in our daily life. So of course I do not recommend that everyone be trading this way, because it can easily change from alcohol addiction to dependence on money gambling. But the fact that trading disciplines is still a fact, and I'm really glad that Jack was able to take back control of his life in his own hands. So let's get to the last story, and let me tell you, this is just some sort of madness. Basically, our student was able to double his balance in less than 2 minutes, and at the same time he did not even understand at first exactly how he did it. So let me tell you the story itself. So he was trading during his lunch break. On his phone, he found an entry point and pressed the trade opening button. And the deal has not been opened. He pressed it again, same thing, nothing's happening, nothing's going on, transactions are not opening, money is not changing on his balance, right? So do you know what he did? He just started pressing and pressing and pressing. Bad idea, by the way. But the platform still did not come to life, so he decided just to wait and forget about it. And his lunch break was already over by this time. And the next time he opened the platform, only at home about 5 hours later. And imagine his surprise when he saw that there was almost twice as much money. As it turned out, all this time his deals were being opened, they were just not displayed on the screen of his phone. And of course, he was really lucky that his initial prediction turned out to be correct, because, listen to this, just carefully listen to this, he opened 20 trades at 5% of his balance within 1 minute. Just imagine that, 1 minute. Imagine what would happen if the deal would close in red. It would be, ooh, all the money just gone. And this is another argument in favor in the fact that it is not it's not a good idea to trade on your phone, because you can see how dangerous that could be when the platform is glitching on your phone. Well, that was the last story for today. We're gonna finish on a really good and fun note, so leave a comment if you are interested in this kind of format and if you want to hear more stories. And of course, if you yourself have an interesting story and you're ready to share it, leave it in the comment section down below, or you can send it to my Telegram. And by the way, here are a video for beginners in which I talked about 5 steps that are worth taking to become a profitable trader. But that's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.